Oh, good
I
man.
can see it
Jeez.
red now
Fucking heck.
even without my glasses.
Now, folks, we are live and we are back to normal scheduling as we are normally live every Thursday. We had a one-off last night with the great Sean O'Brien. It was a great chat, a great guest, and very informative. And it was enjoyable. I certainly enjoyed it chatting with him. But we are back now. I said it was a one-off. It wasn't a one-off because if you remember, about God, I think it was back in October or November, maybe. We had 4 shows in 1 week, if you remember that. So it wasn't really a one off, but it was a one off for that week. Anyway, so we go with that. Joining me this evening are all familiar faces, all team members that I work with. We have Mike Reedy, we have James Grennan, Connacht's finest, and we have Peter Martin coming back in. How are you all, folks? Are you well in yourselves?
Fantastic.
Yeah, all good, Pete. All good.
Pure
All
solid
right.
temporary.
Good. Sorry,
I don't know if they Killaloo, do they, Pete? James?
What's
The
that,
what?
Pete?
Sorry. Oh,
I
Pete's
don't know
gone.
if they Killaloo, the pure solid finest, do they?
let's not revisit that. We'll upset the poor young lads.
No, Jesus Christ, no. Now Pete's gone. I'm sure he's going to click back in. We'll give him. Hold on. Gregor Galway is straight in as he always is. Even all. Hi, Gregor. How are you? You just hide that. Now, gentlemen, we had Andy Farrell's team selection. And let's just say the talking point about it was the omission. Strategic or not, I don't know. But anyway, Mike, let me hear your thoughts on this. Sam Prendergast not involved in the match day 23. Mike.
I'll be honest, I think it was the right decision. Sam, like, he didn't have his best game in either of the previous games, and he's been put under an awful lot of pressure by everybody and their granny, like everybody in mainstream media and social media, and it's actually embarrassing to say the least, because he's only a young boy and he's at the beginning of his career. And in fairness, I think, if I'm honest, I don't think Andy's done him a lot of favors. By the way, he's chucked him in at the deep end, and things haven't worked for him all the time. He's done some good stuff, but every fucking little thing he does wrong is highlighted and blown to smithereens, by everybody. And it's shameful. Like, the rugby family don't behave like that in general. And I think it's a shame, but I think it's the right thing to do to take him out of firing line and give him a chance to rebuild his career, because he could, if they put him in against England, they got absolutely, and there is the potential, like, for him to get destroyed, and the same could happen to anybody. But England are a good side, regardless of the result against Scotland. They're a good side and a very able side, and Sam. I'll be honest. I actually think the Irish system and Leinster system currently does not suit Sam Prendergast at all. He's a victim.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Because the rush defence does not suit his game at all. It just doesn't. Because everybody is targeting. I mean, an attack is always looking for a weak shoulder, and unfortunately, he's been identified as that weak shoulder to breach the gain line, and it's happened on. Like, you can't have your 10 making 20 tackles in a game. It's just not right. I wouldn't want.
That's fair enough. No, that's fair enough. I actually, for once, I agree with you, Mike. Yes.
I know, yeah. But Peter, we identified this. We had a discussion about this more than a year ago, you and I.
We did. I
said it, and I was right at the time, and I've been proven right now, haven't I? I mean, the game does not suit Ireland at all. It just does not suit the DNA of Irish rugby players.
Okay, so who's to blame for that, Mike?
Well, I don't want to go off on a rant again about it. So
go on, go on. No, I'm genuinely interested. Go on, Mike. Tell me.
Wouldn't be like you at all, Mike.
Please do. No. That's why we're here, Mike.
Mr. Nienaber has come in and changed the whole face of Irish rugby. 100% he has, and it does not suit. Listen, let's be honest. You see, look at South Africa now compared to how they were when they last won the World Cup. They're a lot different team the way they play, and a lot better team to watch. They have two of the best wingers you could ever hope to have in your team. and they were completely not utilised at all while his process was in place. And they don't play that fucking rush defence anymore. They play Ireland haven't got the capacity to get back and have like when the rush defence isn't working. It's a flawed concept, because all you need is one player to miss a tackle, and the whole thing goes to pot. You have no scramble defence. You have, if you have players with the right physicality, maybe. But South Africa have ditched it now. I cannot believe we're still playing with that. It does not suit the Irish DNA at all. It never has done. And
all right. Okay. Sorry, Mike. Go on, are you finished?
I'll tell you, no, I'm getting on to somebody else. Somebody I'm disappointed with hasn't been retained is young the Ulster lock, or the Ulster not lock come wing.
Didn't even ask you the question, but go on.
Oh, Chris, you asked me about the team that's been picked. He's not.
Yeah, go on. Is it Chuku or a dog or no?
Italy was outstanding, by the way. I thought his line-out work was amazing. He stole two line-outs and took all of ours. Our line-out was poor against, or it wasn't. No, we weren't too bad against France either. But they didn't.
I actually asked you about Sam Prendergast, not a good.
Okay, Sam. I think it's the right decision to take him out of the firing line. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Mike.
If it was a job or not, who knows?
Christ, would you ever just fucking stop? We'd be here till fucking 12 o'clock. James Grennan, your thoughts on the omission? Now we come on to the overall team selection, but the omission, James, of Sam Prendergast, as I asked Mike, and Mike, in fairness, in his own way, made a very valid point. James, what do you think?
Yeah. It's been a fucking tough week. I hope he wasn't watching any of the social media or any of the press, or even listening to any of the mainstream press, because it was some of it was horrendous stuff altogether. And he needs an arm around the shoulder now. He's without doubt a highly talented young lad. He can do stuff that none of the four of us can do for sure. Anyone watching here can probably do either. For instance, that he went to the gain line, and that offload for Big Stu to go in for his try. That was a touch of class. I rewatched it today and it was a proper touch of class. No, overall it wasn't his best game, and he's I think it's too much too soon for the lad. He was seen as the Johnny Sexton replacement, and I think I even said it probably a year and a half ago that he's better not at his age than Johnny Sexton was at that age. We have to remember that it took Johnny a good number of years to get to the level that he got to, and we need to give Sam the same time. How it's going to go this weekend, I think it's probably a good call because we need to start seeing what Crowley and Frawley. It looks like it's going to be he's down as a utility back, but it looks like he's going to be the replacement 10. I expect to see him getting the last 20 minutes of the game, and I'd be excited to see that because he's going to be our 10 next year in Connacht, by all accounts, anyway. But I think Sam needs a week off, and it could be something as simple as squad rotation.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Now, James, this is the thing about squad rotation. I said this to Sean O'Brien last night. South Africa can do it. Excuse me. With three, I don't know why the emphasis on the 10 position is so important in all, not just us, but all rugby chats and media. The 10 position is key.
But it's a huge.
Sorry, no, it is. No, I get it. But then I don't get it other times. But there's more important positions, in my view, than the 10. But, James, South Africa can do a 3-10 rotation. England can do a 2 or 3-10. Well, Marcus Smith is, I suppose, you can leave out of that or you can include him. But I think Marcus Smith is a 15. If you remember, James, when we had Charlie Hodgson on the ex-England 10, he said that the RFU treated him quite badly, like a bit of a Frawley incident by the IRFU. But why then does the IRFU come under such fire when they rotate 2 or 3 10s? I don't understand it. Now, maybe, James, maybe the vitriol is coming from when the keyboard warriors get on board, is that Jack is from Munster and Sam is from Leinster. Maybe that is, not maybe, that is where the vitriol is coming from, James.
Look, you spoke about on the show last night about the 10 and the rotation and all that, and what was I going to say? I was trying to remember. I had a point there to make now. It's after gone out of my head, but anyway, I'll rabbit on anyway till I remember.
Go ahead.
We're looking for a replacement for Johnny Sexton. That's what. Yeah, now I remember what I was going to say. We've had a situation over the last after the last number of years that
Come on, Pete.
We've been either number one or in the top 3 or 4 in the world, and everything rotated around Johnny Sexton, and the big focus was the 10 and Johnny Sexton. He's the god, and what do we do? He's 38 now, and Jesus Christ, he's 104 now. What are we going to do when Johnny goes? And we still have that hangover, I think, from that. And now that we have 2 or 3, and as you rightly say, Pete, the other nations can do it. They can do a rotation with 2 or 3 10s, and we're trying to get that with Sam and Jack and Kieran and don't forget Byrne. He's completely out of the conversation for this weekend, so I expect to see him in maybe for either himself or Frawley maybe paired up for one of the 2 remaining games after the England game. So yeah, it's, you know what, it's probably not a bad situation to be in, but we can't be thinking, well, it can be only one of them. Like as you said, there's every other, there's always a number 110. Yeah, I get that, I understand that, but we can't have just the one and then, oh shit, we're Sam is injured, or Sam's not playing, or Sam's not able to do this, or Sam's not able to do that. Our Jack isn't, or Jack had a terrible game. We have to be able to say, well, right, okay, a guy can have an off day or an off game, and we have to be able to say, well, that's fine. Yeah, next time we know who's coming in the next day, and we see it now. Sam had a bad game the last day. It wasn't all bad, as I pointed out. That offload to Stu was a thing of beauty, but he had an off day at the office, and maybe it was the rush attack on him, and we weren't able to cope with it. But I think he needs a weekend off. Like all of us from time to time need a weekend off.
Yeah. Do you think though, James? Sorry, Pete. Before I come on to you, do you think though, James, Twickenham at the moment, what's going on in the background with the social media pressure? Now it does get the players. Do you think, James, Twickenham is a cauldron that maybe Andy said, well, look, we'll leave Sam out of this because if he has another bad game, he'll be fucking slaughtered. Let's face it, folks.
He might be a little bit fragile at the moment after the last couple of games, and it's probably a wise call. Let him cool the jets and gather his focus. And you know what? When a player gets dropped, you often see they'll come back twice as good the next game. When they get dropped for a weekend, or they're determined then to come back, and they'll really up the game. And I hope to see that. I genuinely hope to see that. I think he's a great young prospect, but he's young, so he needs time to develop.
All right. Good stuff. Okay, thanks, James. Sorry, Pete, before I come to you, just 1 second. As always, comments are coming in. Pauline Boland, who we all know, thinks Sam needs a break to refocus. Yes, very true, Pauline. Yeah. Gregor Galway, I think England are going to react. No question about that. Bevan Marie, how are you, Bevan? Right choice to leave out Prendergast, but gives the other Irish... the other lads an opportunity to show what they are made of. It's better off having multiple 10s than just the one. Yes, Bevan, good point. Gregor agrees with you there. Gregor has asked, we might address this later, what do people make of Cormac not in the 23? Yeah, okay. Screwed, our colleague Bishop Len, Screwed Two-Tone. If it were solely provincial bias, why are so many Munster supporters aggrieved at the inclusion, I presume, and poor treatment of Kieran Frawley. We need 4 competent 10s. Yes, very true. Now, let me just go down here. Sonia Croak. Hi, Sonia. Hit the nail on the head, Peter. Glad Sam is not on the team for Saturday. He needs time to decompress, as you were saying, James. And hopefully he is off social media. Hopefully our guys will come out fighting with Sam last Saturday. I feel management hung him out to dry. Ooh. But I do agree with you, Sonia, yes. By not replacing him when it was clear he was having an off day. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Peter Martin. Yeah, absolutely, James. Yes. Peter Martin, your thoughts on all this, what we've just discussed with Mike and James. Go ahead, Pete.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would wonder, did you bookmark any of these comments that James and Mr. Reedy alleged that they said a year ago?
I did not. You know me and tech, Pete. No, I did
not.
No.
I know. So I just thought I'd clarify that in case we're starting to consider calling ourselves the oracles or something like that.
No, God, no, Jesus Christ, we're
not. These gentlemen with more senior years than you and I, Pete. You know what I mean? No, I suppose. Look, the first of all, it was the right call for Sam to be taken out of the 23. There's no question about that. Like, at the end of the day, this Saturday is a pivotal game as regards who's going to effectively finish second or third. In my opinion, I think France are going to take home the trophy. I think that's pretty apparent. They're a level above. So I think this clash, the old enemy, is going to be pivotal as regards who finishes second or third, in my opinion. The other thing I would say as well is I saw an interesting stat, or it was on social media, and it compared Prendergast, Crowley, Johnny Sexton, Ronan O'Gara, and I think there was someone else as well, and basically said at the age of 23, the number of caps, right?
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Sexton had 0. All right. So, and I think Crowley might have had 11.
Crowley has the most, actually.
Did he have the most? Right. Okay. Well, let's look. It's all. Look, I suppose there's a little bit of apples and oranges. Like, you know, if you think back, wasn't it 2005 when Sexton made his debut, was against Fiji? I think I stand to be corrected, of course. But like, it's in a different world, absolutely different world. Like, Ronan O'Gara was well into his 20s as well. Okay. There's no doubt there's been a massive amount of hype around Sam Prendergast, and in particular, an awful lot of noise around the most recent batch of the kids who are now in their early 20s out of under 20 age group that have been successful, between, you know, Richie Murphy's crew and Noel Mack's crew before that. You know, we have had 3 or 4 years where we had Grand Slam, we were beating everybody out the door and so on and so forth. And that they're still, all those 20-somethings, they're all trying to break through at the moment. So look, there was a massive amount of noise around it. Don't forget, you had Sonny Bill Williams basically came out, had shared a clip online and basically said effectively something like, watch out for Sam Prendergast coming forward. And it showed Sam Prendergast delivering, like, you know, a fantastic pass at the line, his kind of trademark move for a try to be scored. I can't remember the exact context of the clip, but that was a big moment. It was like, fuck, if Sonny Bill's saying it, this kid must be good. So look, we know what has happened since. There's been a huge amount of hype and pressure on Prendergast, and we're living in the age where you literally can't take a dump as a celebrity, never mind a rugby player, without somebody knowing it and what you had for breakfast. Like, it's just, this is the scenario we're in. It's entirely different from, you know, from the time Sexton came through. It's a different level of spotlight and pressure and so on. So look, in closing, I just say it's the right decision to take him out. I actually think as well, in the number of games where Crowley started and Sam came on as an impact, Sam Prendergast had really positive moments in those games because of the way he played. He did things slightly different to the way Jack would have played the game, all right, with his distribution and so on. So look, I think we'll probably return to that once Prendergast starts getting his confidence back. We'll see him being number 22 in the squad.
All right. Okay, thanks, Pete. Points well made. Mike Reedy, to go back to the actual team, which we're dying to get in and talk about. Let's have a look at it. We have Osborne full back, Mike. I like him. Balakoon, Ringrose, McCluskey, Lowe, Crowley, Gibson, Park. Okay, that's fair enough. Now, although, yeah. Okay, we go on to 1 to 8 or 8 to 1 as I read them. 1 to 8. Lockman, Sheehan, Furlong, McCarthy, Ryan, Byrne, Van der Fleer, and Doris. Any issues, Mike, in your head with that, with the starting 15, Mike?
Not really. I have to be honest. I am, like I said already, about Izuchuku. I think he's very unfortunate not to get at least be into 23. And I'm a bit disappointed that he's not. Now, people are all talking about Edwin Adogbo, and his day will come again. But I think to throw him in against England is that, listen, Twickenham is an absolute cauldron, and it can make or break a player. And a lot more experienced players than most of the lads even playing for Ireland have faltered there. But outside of that, I mean, Joe McCarthy, I thought he had some really good in the early stages of Saturday's game. Both him and James Ryan, I thought they had some brilliant carries. Now, they've been slaughtered, by the way, both of them, and I thought it's very unfair as well. Joe McCarthy has not been his self, if we're honest, over the course of time now. His game has slightly regressed, but he still carried, like, people pinpoint like a drop ball, or the drop ball mightn't be his fault, might be a less than favourable pass, but I thought, okay, he wasn't outstanding, and as none of the players really were, but I think he's worth another go. I wouldn't be nilly-willy just discarding all these players. You know, like we haven't got. Okay, you want to build a squad, as everybody knows, but the squad will be built, and he has Tinker now. He's brought in a Dogbo and Izzy, and I really thought he was outstanding, Izzy Chuku, when he was on the pitch on Saturday. I thought he and there was a lot of people calling for Sheehan to be swapped with Kelleher, you know, maybe in the front row. And I don't know. I mean, Sheehan's his line-out throw-in is probably superior to Gallagher, but Dan Sheehan is an absolutely outstanding rugby player.
So would you prefer Kelleher over Sheehan, Mike?
For scrummaging, but our scrum got absolutely decimated. But so did Scotland's against Italy. And I tell you one thing, France have won Ireland against Italy at the weekend, by the way. That front row is unbelievable. They have two of the best props you'll ever hope to have, by the way. They have, and I'm pretty happy with the team. I'm always usually fairly happy with what Andy Farrell does.
Okay, your last sentence could have taken 3 seconds, but you made it into a 5-minute rant. Thanks very much. Brilliant, well done. Okay, I'm joking. I'm slagging. James Grennan. Yes. James Grennan, your thoughts on the complete team, and as Mike, and I agree with Mike on this, Izuchuku and Dogbo. I think, actually, I disagree with Mike on one thing. I think a Dogbo would be well suited to the Twickenham cauldron.
He probably would, because he's powerful.
Yeah, all right. It's not your go. James Grennan, go on.
I'm sure it'll come as a great relief to Andy Farrell that Mike Reedy has given his blessing on his chosen starting 15.
He'll be tuning in later.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I think Edwin is the beast for that cauldron. I think he brings something different, and I think he'd be ideally suited for that. But then again, we have Lockman, Sheehan, and Furlong in the front row there. Hard to argue against any of them there, to be honest. And we have Beelum coming off the bench. That's going to give us stability. I I don't know if the scrum is going to be a big factor in the game. If we look at what Scotland did to England, they pushed it out to the wings. They went wide. They dragged them out, and they ran around them more than tried to bulldoze through them.
Well, hold on, James. Hold on, James. 1 sec. Let's have a look. You were saying there about the scrum. Let's have a look at the English front row, right? You've got Ellis Gange, Luke Cowan-Dickey, and Joe Hayes.
Powerful scrum.
Are we going to struggle against that front row?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know much about Hayes, but the other two are they're seasoned campaigners. But then again, we have Sheehan and Furlong are two very seasoned campaigners as well. And I think Jeremy Lockman will do a solid job there too. The only concern is if one of them gets injured early on, like Furlong will be my biggest worry. He's only coming back, and I think Beelum is coming back from injury as well. So maybe a little bit fragile, maybe not as match hardened as they should be, but we'll see. I guess. But
replacement Loosehead.
The replacement Loosehead is.
We have on the bench Kelleher, O'Toole, Timony, Conan, Casey, Frawley, Tommy O'Brien.
And O'Brien, yeah.
That's our bench.
Yeah.
So he's gone for a 5-3 split. Sorry, James, go on.
Yeah, look, I hope we're not dependent on the scrum. That's all I say for Sunday, and I hope we do get it out to Lowe and to Ringrose and Balakoon and Osborne, and we get them boys running up and down the wing there and making the line breaks. I don't know. I really hope it's not a dogfight. If it's a wet day and it's all scrums, then we could be in serious trouble. But I think if it's a fast flowing game, I think we'll have the fitness and we'll have the pace to get around them. Now, what you call him is in Mr. Headband and the blonde head.
Harry Bollocks.
Harry Bollocks will be back in. I really don't want to see him checking his pulse on our try line very often on Saturday.
All right. Okay. Thanks, James. Peter Martin, your thoughts on the entire team, as I've asked Mike and James. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm concerned. I won't lie.
You did say that in our chat group. Yes, you did.
Yeah, I am concerned. I'm just looking to see, I suppose, like, if having Van der Fleer back in, I think what Farrell is basically hoping and praying for a reaction, basically getting that extra, that's a man of the match type performance. He's hoping for reactions from certain players, in much the same way as like he selected the man opposite, Tyke Byrne for England, Tom Curry, over who is statistically the worst back row, worst flanker on the Lions touring party. Statistically worst, few line breaks, passes, the whole shooting gallery. He was the worst. Jack Morgan, Van der Fleer were superior to him. Yet and all, Curry was selected against the grain, and Curry goes out and delivers in fucking spades for him on that in the test. So I think Farrell is looking for that from Josh Van der Fleer. Now, is Van der Fleer capable of that? Absolutely. But there's still the doubt in the mind. That's my view on that. I agree with James. I think Adogbo should have been given his head to go in alongside perhaps Ryan Orburn in the second row.
I would have put him with Byrne. I would have left Ryan on the bench. I would have put him with Byrne.
Yeah, just for pure, because look, they're Munster teammates, all that kind of stuff there. A little bit of cohesion perhaps, and would be, as James said, would be ideal. Plus, there's the element of a touch of the element of the unknown for some of those English players. Like how many of those English players would have had the feel a dog ball running at them, hitting them, There's a little bit of the unknown there. I just feel that there was an opportunity there, for Farrell to take a touch of a gamble and put him in. Yeah, second cap against England. listen,
I wonder, Pete, is it because of all the shite that went on in the media that he's?
Oh, we'll come on to that. We'll come on to that,
Yeah.
James. We'll come on to that.
Yeah,
We'll come on to that. Sorry, Pete. Go on. Finish your point.
I just think like I was on the Twitter X machine there, and I just responded
hate
to
it.
Yeah, I know. But our good friend Brett Igo had a very interesting, very detailed, brilliant, in fact, infomatic up on stats and so on about England, and I just shared my thoughts with him, and I just feel like if we lose a second row early doors, we could be in serious fucking trouble. End of story. We're all Matt will be like if Ty Byrne goes down, or if Joe McCarthy even goes down, not even goes down, a bit of indiscipline and there's a card. We're going to be in serious fucking trouble. The alarm bells are going to be ringing because we saw what happened against South Africa. Now England aren't South Africa, but they're basically European South Africa to an extent. When in the forwards, for me, we could be in serious fucking trouble. So look, that's where I feel. On the flip side of it, I do think the reason why Van der Fleer has been selected, Conan's on the bench to provide a bit of punch later on. Timoney's on the bench as well. I think what the plan is, and obviously this is just finger in the dark. I think the idea behind having two back rows, I think Farrell wants to stem England's pace. Like we've already said it. Like there's a lot of pace in that back row. Earl is no slouch. Pollock is lightning for as fast as many backs.
But they had a shite game against Scotland, though, Pete.
What?
They didn't play well against Scotland.
I know, but that happens. They get nosebleeds and they go into Edinburgh. That's what happens. They've been shite. It's I don't know. Who fucking knows? Maybe they get too much haggis or something. I don't know. Let's worry about Twickenham because they're at home and England will be going out. The first 20 minutes are going to be key.
Yes.
I think like that's for me is where Farrell is going to go. He's going to try to counter England's pace. Like if we don't stop them at source, that's why we have tackling power. That's why we have Timoney to come off the bench. That's why Conan's there. It's I think our defense has to be as attritional as absolute possible to knock England back and let them know, fuck, we can't run at these boys, because that's what they're going to do. England are going to use their athleticism and allied to their kicking game to try and beat us. We just have to, I think, keep the ball in hand as much as possible, go through phase after phase after phase, be very clever with our kicking game, be very clever with it. And
the kicking game was shocking against France, Pete. Sorry to cut across you. Our kicking game was shocking against France.
Absolutely.
The kicks were fine, Pete, but the follow-up was shit. That's what the problem was.
Yes. But better against Italy, but shite against France. Now, Pete, sorry, I'm just going to ask you now. So Timoney and Conan, you see them coming on at 60?
Yeah, I think absolutely they'll come on and provide something off the bench. I think I just think Timoney is it's a strange one for me, because I think it's very obvious that Farrell sees Doris as a second number 7, if you like, and Timoney's like a third 7. So I feel sorry for him. I think he's definitely I wouldn't have had a problem if Timoney was given a start again instead of Van der Fleer. Against
Doris is an 8. Doris is an 8.
I know, but we know Farrell likes to. We've seen Doris play at 7 before, and he's done a job at 7. We know that.
Yeah, well, okay.
I just think the other thing I'd say, just in relation to the bench, is I think Frawley could well. I just wonder, could Frawley come on? And
he's not an 8, Pete. He's not an 8.
Who's not?
A fraud. Yeah, I'm only joking. Come on.
I know you're a pup. Anyway, I think we could see Frawley coming on, and I just wonder: is this the rabbit out of a hat? Is this perhaps a glimpse at an evolution of the game plan? I think Crowley could well play 80, and Frawley comes on.
2 playmakers.
Maybe 12, maybe 15.
Yeah,
it could be something. It could be a little glimpse. We've seen already Crowley and Prendergast on the pitch simultaneously already in the Six Nations. Is there a changing of a change perhaps in the tactical, how we play, a second playmaker? I don't know. Maybe.
Could
that's
confuse the fuck out of England, so good.
See the last time we played at Twickenham, Calvin Nash got injured after about 2 minutes, and Frawley came on and played. Like Crowley played a full 80, and Frawley didn't actually got injured as well. But and they played very well, like as two playmakers, because we still had Hugo Keenan. Hugo Keenan actually went to the wing and
yeah, and Frawley went to full back.
Frawley went to full back.
That's
but,
right.
But they played they intertwined very well, like in tandem, and it did work. Definitely worked. But
I tell you what, lads, Keenan has a tough job getting his jersey back from Osborne.
I think Osborne's going to be long term for the 11 jersey. That's just my thoughts, because he plays with his left boot. He's very James Lowe-esque.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But
okay, now before
the same team anyway.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry.
You could easily have both of them in the same team anyway. It wouldn't be a problem. Like you could play, no problem having both of them, because Osborne can play anywhere.
You could. Okay, a few comments before we move on to our next subject. And someone said I wouldn't read this out, but I am going to read it. Dara Weston, our colleague, Burke is as old as Mike Reedy. He just dyes his hair and has expensive D4.
Well, it's money badly wasted. It's money wasted. That's for sure.
It is money wasted. Yes, indeed. I don't dye my hair. I don't have enough hair to dye.
I dye mine silver.
There you go. I'm sure you do. Bev Anne-Marie Burke. I think McCarthy should have been on the bench or off the team for this week. He isn't playing well. That's a fair point, Bev, at the minute, and probably needs to rest for a while. And I think Izzy should have been there instead.
I would have no problem.
Bev, you're speaking to the converted here. Now let me see. Scrooge, our old pal Bishop Len. Do the lads have any opinion on why we have two tight heads on the bench rather than having Milne as cover for Lockman? I don't know. What do we think, gents? I have no.
I think that there's just basically too much of a gap on it. I think basically the best option. And look, we've discussed this a bit before about what makes a good tight head, what makes a good loose head, and I think ultimately O'Toole would be, and this is just my opinion, obviously, I think your tight head prop is generally your stronger prop. If you've got four props and two of them are stronger than the other, two props are stronger than the other, the two props are stronger than the other two. I think your two stronger props become tight heads. They're scrummage against two players. They're scrummaging against the loose head and the hooker.
Yeah,
they tend to be heavier and stronger.
Well, wasn't that what John Andres said, Pete, when we had him on? He ex-prop himself for Ulster and Exeter and worse and worse. That's exactly what he said. Yes, you're right.
The other thing, Pete, before you go
basically, what I think it's just purely on the basis that yes, O'Toole is a novice, is green in the gills as a loose head, but I think Farrell is just betting the fact that he's a stronger boy, and he'll survive better against the power of the English front row. That's just.
Who's he up against? Is he up against Genge or your man Hayes? I can't remember.
He'd be up against Hayes.
Hayes. All right. Okay. Mike Reid. Sorry, James Grennan. Go on. You were going to say a point there.
Yeah, just the thing you got to remember about Bealham as well, that he's played both sides. He's played open and tight head and loose head.
So he's done an Andrew Porter on it.
Yeah. So we've what you could call three utility players on the team now. We have Frawley, Bealham, and Osborne. So is that something that Andy's thinking on?
It's the way
more options
going, isn't it? South Africa have fucking moved the goalposts, and everybody's trying to counteract that or jump on the bandwagon. You know, I don't think reinventing the wheel has been necessary, to be honest with you. But they want to do that, so.
Yeah, good point, Mike. Yeah, okay.
We're not getting any traffic lights up in the fucking stand now, so we're not.
Oh.
All right, Bevan.
I'd have a sniper up there to take him out if you had.
No, would you stop? Bevan Marie, finally a Connacht player in the mix after being left out last week. It would be interesting to see, as I personally think he's one of the best scrummagers. Would have loved to see Keane Prendergast on the bench, though. Yeah, I'm sure James would agree with you.
I would agree, absolutely.
Dara Weston, God, here we go, look, PR man himself, and he's right. Have you mentioned the Legends game tomorrow at 7:30 at Harlequin Stoop with our pal Shane Byrne captaining the Irish Legends? Yes, there we go. We just did, Dara. Thank you for reminding us. It is for charity, and a great charity, the Lewis Moody.
Lewis Moody.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's a name or whatever. Anyway.
Lewis Moody.
Yes, it's all for a good charity. The Legends game tomorrow. Go ahead, folks, if you're over there. Please do, and tell Shane we said hello. Shirley Thornton. Hi, Shirley. Sheehan needs to up his game. He's been well below par. Yep.
By his standard.
Dave Sheedy, a good member, a good pal. But do you think they have the fitness for that, Pete? They are overbooked. Don't really know.
I think the Irish team backed their fitness.
Oh, I know what you mean. Sorry, I know what you mean, Dave. I know what you mean. Yeah. Sorry, go on, Pete.
I think the Irish team backed their fitness. James Lowe has spoken about this in the past, that they back their fitness. They feel it's one of their points of difference, that and their handling and their ball skills is their point of difference. For many things, but I do think England have a team of athletes. Like, I would argue that they don't have the absolute pure. They're moving away from the pure out and out bulk in their pack. Like Joe Hayes is not.
That's what New Zealand did fucking years ago. They went away from bulk and went to athleticism, Pete, if you remember.
Yeah.
So it's England following suit.
Yeah, I think the way England play their kicking game, it's basically they're moving. They play for territory. But their pack can also play a bit. Like, their back row is that back row is not a heavyweight back row by any stretch. I would argue that back row is probably one of the lightest back rows that England could field, and is possibly fielded in the Six Nations. Like, if you think about, go back to when Billy Vunipola at almost 20 stone was anchoring the back scrum. Now you have a guy who's is he 105, 106 kilos? Henry Pollack. He's light.
Pollack.
And like Ben Earl is a 7 by trade, and Tom Curry kind of flits between 6 and 7. Like, there's no 8 specialist, there's no old-fashioned ball carrier, power carrier, powerful ball carrier in that English pack, you could argue. Like, Itoje is a workhorse, Chesham a little bit the same. Like, there's a lack of the out and out ball carrying bulk in that English,
probably best ball
compared to previous English packs.
I will say though, gents, because I know that the English Rugby Football Union watch this, because I see the stats. A hat tip to Itoje for reaching his 100th cap for England. No easy feat for a professional player. So well done, Maro.
Well done.
Nice one. Now,
what did you have on 100 cards?
He's got 100 cards. All right, there's always something to spoil the party. Thanks, James. Let me just see here now. Dave Sheedy. Ben Earl is nearly twice the size he was last year.
That sounds like very personal information, Dave.
It does, actually, yeah. I don't know what are you talking about, his weight or what? We leave it at that. Mike Sheedy, Jack Crowley has more experience than Sam. Also remember, a few years ago, Ireland won Six Nations with Jack on more of the same things happen. Okay. Thank you. Now, this particular commentator, Sober Start 67, I have no idea who you are. I think we should bring Klein back in, better than what we have.
No, we can't.
We can't. How are you? That's a stupid thing.
We can't.
I know, it's a stupid thing to say. Dara Weston, of course, Crowley has more experience than Sam. He's 3 years older than Sam. Yeah. Good man, Dara. Come on back in. Dave Sheedy, they are definitely attacking the breakdown on the wings with that back row. Yeah. Good call, Dave. Yeah. Okay. let's just leave that there for a second. Yeah, I would just want to cover one thing that has been prominent in the media. I've loads of stuff here on my list, but we're obviously not going to get through it. James Grennan, one thing I wanted to bring up with Sean last night, and he touched on it, but we didn't go into it in any great detail. The online abuse that players get or have gotten recently is absolutely disgraceful, abhorrent, disgraceful, unnecessary, uncalled for. There's so many words you can use to describe what went on, and all of them are not good. It's just whatever. Now, I love the fact, James, that Andy Farrell came out and he said, sorry, Tesco have a sale on. I'm just being warned about it. I'm after losing my bloody photograph. Now, I just want to read. Hold on. I just want to read, James, what Andy Farrell said, and fucking fair play to him. I love it. He said after he heard about all this, the online abuse and the keyboard warriors, the trolls, the fucking idiots, the racism that was going on. Anyway, he said, you know what? I might be talking out of school here, but in my opinion, for what's gone on over the last year or something, especially with the keyboard warriors, I think people need to ask themselves, really, sometimes, are we Irish? Do we want people to do well or not? James, this whole scenario is just it's sickening to a rugby supporter. James, your opinion, please.
Yeah, to not to be snobbish about it, but to a proper rugby supporter who has come up through the ranks or has played the game and has had drill into them about, you know, the whole ethos of the game is about respect. We call the ref sir. We don't go up nose to nose and shout abuse at a ref on a pitch. That's not acceptable. That's not the code that we're in. And unfortunately, I think I mentioned in the comments I said it in the comments last night about Mac Hansen said that he's since he's come to Ireland, he's played 30 games for Ireland, and he's been on the winning side in 26 of those. That's what we've seen in Irish rugby over the last 10 or 12 years. We've seen great success. We've come from a place where we're very little or no success, and it was, you know, you'd be hoping for a performance. And the Irish soccer team is abysmal. They were great in the 90s, and they were all that, and everyone was on the bandwagon there. And I think a lot of those fans may have come over and discovered rugby and saw the success and jumped on the bandwagon and brought their lack of respect for officials or officiators or players or and brought that with them, and I think it's not us, it's not our ethos, it's not what rugby is about, and it never was, and it's disappointing, it's disgusting, it's disheartening to see it creeping into the game, but that mixed with social media. When myself and Mike were young fellas, we did all our silly stuff before there was any cameras or anyone fucking taking pictures, and there was no evidence.
Hello, me too. Hello, yeah, hello. The stuff I did before in the 90s is on camera.
But we're in a different world now, where I can actually get online here now, and I can respond directly to Donald Trump or Elon Musk or whoever in the world, or to, you know, Edwin Adogbo, and I can say what I want online with little or no repercussions, and that coupled with the with the growth of the game, and that's great, but then we have people coming on board who maybe they're only there because they're there for the good times, and they haven't understood the game, they haven't coached, they haven't played, they haven't learned the laws of the game. You know, they'll be asking what the rules are, which is a basic thing. It differentiates us from soccer or from the GA. The GA as well has gone pot all together. You have, parents fighting on the sidelines and stuff like that, and those people are now following rugby as well and feel that it's okay to say things, and it's not, and it shouldn't be, and it's not just because it's rugby that it's not okay to say these things. It's not okay to say these things because it's fucking wrong. Like, before you type anything or say anything, you should think about it. What would it be like if that was said about you or your wife or your son or your daughter or one of your family members, and if you were standing up in court and those things were read back to you, how would you feel hearing that back? Well, maybe you don't care, maybe you're not smart enough to care, but it fucking annoys me. And to see the abuse that Edwin Adogbo and his family got was horrendous, and I can feel my blood pressure going through the roof thinking about it now. It's just fucking not on.
All right, okay.
Sorry about all the bad language, but it's not on.
No, you're fine. Look, this is, you've been on the show before, so you know, and you're a member here, and you're part of the crew, so you know how we operate. So bad language is not an issue, James. Don't worry about that. Sorry, Pete. Before I come to you, that there's just comments coming in here. This is from Johan. Makes no sense putting Tommy O'Brien on the bench instead of second row cover like a Dogbo, and Izzy Frawley covers the back positions. Yeah, fair enough. Dara Weston has said, if you look at some of the pool posts on the Irish Rugby Facebook page celebrating the Dogbo first cap, nearly all the online abuse is coming from fake name accounts with 1916 photos on their profile, who are yes, absolutely, Dara, yeah.
And Dara,
who are out
I think
tricolour.
Sorry, Dara. I just to respond to Dara, I think if these people are making those posts, were living in America, I know who they'd be voting for, and it wouldn't be the Democrats. They'd be wearing red fucking MAGA hats.
There you go. You're quite right, James. I agree with you. On their profile, who are putting up tricolours on the lamppost to scare anyone who looks foreign. These are the type of idiots who would have voted for McGregor. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely, they would have. Absolutely, agree.
Yeah,
Dara.
to be president, had anyone been crazy enough to support the nomination, social media needs some kind of verification when you set up an account for there to be. Yes, Dara.
Sorry, Pete.
I can't. Yeah, go on.
Before we move on, there was a journalist on the TV today, and he was on about. He had put up a post about Edwin Adogbo and congratulating him on his.
Oh, I saw that. I met him. What's his name? I met him in the
Michael Corcoran, is it?
Yeah,
Michael Corcoran.
He said the abuse that he got. He thought it was shocking, and he complained to X, and he flagged it to X, and the response he got back was they'd reviewed it and they found nothing, no rules were broken. It's fucking cesspit, toxic.
I know.
Yeah.
Dave Sheedy, hi Dave. Again, easy to hide behind a screen, stroke fake profile and mouth off. I find people who like rugby but don't know enough just can't articulate. So they go with, oh, he's shite, etc. Now, Dave, you've been guilty of that now in the past now yourself. You know what I mean? Just saying, Dave. Shirley Thornton, absolutely, James. Respect on and off the pitch, creed, colour, status, etc. It makes no difference to us. Not my rugby. Scum hiding behind keyboards. Shirley, you're bang on.
100% sure.
Sonia Croak. Just getting a bit of a reaction. Tune in. Time for these keyboard warriors to be interviewed by the Gardaí. Incitement of hatred. Yes,
correct.
Luke Conway is agreeing with you, James. Hi, Luke. By the way, how are you? Good to see you. Mike Shady should keep this bullshit out of the game of rugby. Real rugby fans respect players. Also, others teams to. Real rugby fans have drinks together after games. Yes,
correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, Dave Sheedy's coming back to me. I back it up with what I think. Why I think that's work. Dave, I'm only slagging you. All right, okay. Moving on. We are at Jesus Christ. We're coming up to 55 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun and all that.
We're having a 2-hour show tonight.
Okay, Mike Reedy. Moving on. 4 out halves. for Rugby World Cup 2027. Now, as Jerry Thornley said, we have approximately 17 test games before the Rugby World Cup. In reality, are we going to have 4 good 10s going? Now, I'm looking at, now I know what Jerry Thornley was talking about was Harry Byrne, Kieran Frawley, Sam Prendergast, and Crowley. Are they going to be the 4? Or what do you think?
Well, right now, that's how it looks. But Harry hasn't had any involvement yet. No,
which in my view is wrong. Sorry, Mike. Go on.
Well, it must be coming down to how he's performing in training, because like he's been the starting 10 for Leinster most of this season, and has played very well. So what's he not doing in training that he's not getting a shout? Like I genuinely thought if they were going to have an extra utility back on the bench that Harry would have been the 10, like backup 10 or even the starting 10. But they must see it differently, lads. I don't know. I've never prior to Harry coming back, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't his biggest fan, but he has. No,
neither was I. Neither was I, Mike. Neither was I.
He's come back a hell of a lot better player, lads, which tells its own story. If you want to look at it that way, why did he go away for a year and come back a better player? But because he played more regularly, for starters. Kieran Frawley has been a surprise inclusion, if we're honest, because he was taken out of the mainframe and pushed down to the second 15 or whatever you want to call him.
Yep.
Like for that game in Limerick, he's now been a kind of a surprise inclusion, and I would have understood that if they were only going to go with a 6-2 split again.
He played well in that game, by the way, Mike.
That it seems a bit. Sorry.
He played well in that game, by the way. I was at it.
Yeah, he did. He did fine. Yeah, he did fine.
Yeah, and Andy was at that game.
And he also has the experience of playing at Twickenham before.
Yeah, he flew in for that game.
Doing quite well. So I wouldn't have a problem with any of them. You know, I mean, it was probably the right decision. Like we've already agreed to take Sam out of the firing line for this weekend. But we could very well have 4 half decent 10s. But we
half decent 10s, Mike. Jesus, that's about a confidence, isn't it?
Well, Peter, we're never going to know until we see him play, like, you know, and
we've seen them all fucking play, Mike, for Christ's sake.
Playing for Ireland. When is the last time Harry played for Ireland?
I don't know. 2022.
We need all. They all need to get game time in this Six Nations if they're serious about wanting 5 and 4 going forward.
But see, this is the thing, Mike. This is why you and I think all of us, James and Pete, might agree that Harry Byrne wasn't included in the match day 23 for England. Now, that's not to say he won't be included in the Welsh game or the Scottish game next up. Now, we don't know.
We don't.
But you know what I mean? So, yeah, so that's, I'm just surprised he wasn't. Maybe his time is coming. I don't know. Anyway, Peter Martin, those 4 10s, would you agree with that? Like, we are at 17 test games away from the Rugby World Cup. Are they the 4 out halves we're going to be working with?
They are at the moment. They are, but things can change very quickly.
Yes,
you know, we could have someone else could step up. Jack Murphy could well step up. It's
he could, yeah.
You know, there's a couple of other kids there that could all of a sudden just come out of nowhere. They have to be obviously given the opportunity through the province, and they have to obviously, you know, there has to be like, you know, injury can be the beneficiary, can create chances. Like for someone else to break into that 4 that you've just mentioned, injury can happen. And that can create opportunities, and who knows?
Oh, do you know what, Pete? Sorry, do you know what, Pete? I forgot. Sorry, Pete. Sorry to cut it. I forgot Joey Carberry.
Well, Joey's injured at the moment. Funnily enough, I think his season, I believe, is done. But Carberry is still young enough to become a factor. Yes, he will be approaching, his mid-30s. But like, we only need him for that particular stream of games. I think a lot of people get caught up. Oh, he's not young going into that. We don't need him to be. We don't need him to be young for the World Cup. We need them to be at the World Cup. If they're 35, that doesn't matter. The point is they're at the World Cup and they're in form. I think
how old was Johnny Sexton when he retired?
38, wasn't he?
38.
I think Carberry's only about 30.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway, okay, go on, please. Sorry.
That's the point. But no, look, just injury can happen. You've got Jack Murphy there. Someone else could possibly Casper Gabriel if he doesn't go elsewhere or whatever. All of a sudden could appear. Like, at the end of the day, there's a thinning out of resources across the provinces. That's pretty obvious. You've young Matthew Devine, who's a smashing prospect. For reasons perhaps maybe James might know, he's not getting a sniff with Connacht. He's going to Ulster. There's a few players being moved around in order to create chances, create competition and so on. Like, there's obviously clearly insufficient competition in Ulster.
That's another John Cooney fucking scenario. I'm afraid.
Well,
Cooney got nothing at Connacht. Got no chance at Connacht and shone like a spotlight in Ulster, and I'm afraid the same is going to happen with Devine.
Yeah.
Well, I think I would temper that with the difference being, of course, James, that Matthew played under Richie Murphy, so
yeah,
you would hope
he's an outstanding scrum half.
For different reasons he will shine.
Okay, Pete. Sorry, Pete. I had to cut you off. Sorry. We're over the hour mark, and I want to get James's reaction to the 4 possible 10s we have going towards the Rugby World Cup. Would you agree with those 4, James?
Yeah, I think they're most likely the 4 we're going to have, and I'm going to predict that we'll see Byrne and Frawley, and we'll see Sam and Crowley, and we'll see what's the other mix you could probably have then. Well, we're seeing Crowley and Frawley this weekend, so you could see maybe Byrne and Sam for the last game. You're going to have.
Would you go, James? Sorry, would you go, James? Joey Carberry for the World Cup? Is he in the reckoning? Do you think
he's very brittle? Jesus Christ, he's fucking injured more than he's not. He's nearly worse than sick note. Yeah. I think Joey Carberry is a phenomenal player. He's a great talent and everything when he's fit, and yeah, it could happen that we see him instead of maybe Frawley or someone.
Yeah,
or Sam.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, or Sam even. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, although Sam is going to you guys next season, and I think Frawley. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I think Frawley. No. I think Frawley.
Breaking there.
No. I don't have any use. I think James, Frawley, and everyone, Pete and Mike. I think Frawley will shine at a dedicated position. As you know, I hate this utility back tag that players get. But I think James, Frawley will shine at 10, and I think that's what will put him back into the reckoning for the World Cup.
If you're a utility, you're a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Well,
there you go. That's it.
Now we have Sam Gilbert, who has
good player,
missed no kicks. No kicks. Now he's not playing at 10, but he's missed no kicks off the tee. 29 or 30 in a row now, I think it is.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, sorry, broke something there. We'll find out tomorrow what that is.
There you go.
Yeah, so I don't know. Will Frawley be kicking or will Gilbert be kicking next season?
I'd give it to Gilbert. With that record, James.
Yeah,
so why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
He's for Ulster, isn't he? And young Jack Murphy is a pretty decent kicker, but Doak takes all the kicks there.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's true.
You're talking about utility players, Peter. One of our greatest players in the history of Irish rugby was a utility player, Mike Gibson. Mike Gibson played at fullback, he played on the wing, he played centre, he played fucking fly half, all for Ireland.
Right.
Oh.
What era did Mike Gibson play?
Doesn't matter what era he fucking played in. He was
Mike's era.
What era did he play?
Mike was Smitty's coach.
No, he was Mike was a fucking mascot. Go on, Mike. What era did Mike Gibson play?
He played from the 60s and the 70s.
Right, Grant. When did Irish rugby when did rugby turn professional?
1990 or some fucking thing, or 92.
1995. Okay. 95. So is the game that we know today the same as it was when you were?
It doesn't
20?
really matter, Peter.
No, it does. No, it does. It matters a fucking lot.
Yeah, but those players are adopted. Are you trying to tell me Mike Gibson couldn't play in the current?
Oh, for Christ's sake, Jesus! Someone ring a fucking fire alarm or
James,
something.
we leave the room.
No, listen. I'm not going down this fucking road. Will you ever stop? Right. Anyway, look, we're way over time. No, we're way over time. Now, okay, so Mike, I'm coming to you first. Your predictions for this weekend's games. Okay, first up, we have England are entertaining us in Twickenham. Who's winning, who's losing, who's drawn. And don't say you fucking can't bet against Ireland. Just go with what you on current form and go on, go.
I think it's going to be very, very difficult for us. But but as I say, it's against every fibre in my being to fucking predict anything other than an Ireland win. So I'm going to go with Ireland to win by a point.
Right.
How about that?
Okay. Quelle surprise. Right, Mike. Wales are playing Scotland. Mike, go for it.
I think Scotland will beat them, not by the 35 points that Sean O'Brien said last night. Right enough.
All right. Okay. Actually, Mike, where? Just out of interest, pure interest, where are Scotland? Like, are Scotland going to beat Wales up front, at the back? Where is that game going to be won or lost?
Well, Scotland have struggled in the scrum against both England and Italy. So, and like I rate their front row, but they fucking crumbled for some reason. I don't think Wales are very strong though, and their pack isn't very strong either. So that could be nullified. And Scotland's lineup hasn't been great. So if we used to go after that, who knows?
All right, fair enough. Okay, and the game of the weekend, I think, Mike, France are entertaining Italy.
Again, I don't think it's going to be the 25 or 35 point victory for France. I think Italy will front, and I think Capuozzo is back this weekend.
Ooh,
he is, yeah, I think so. Yeah, he is, yeah.
And that is a massive boost coming into any team. I think Italy. I think France will win the game, but not by fucking 35 points or 25, 35 points. I think they'll win it by maybe a couple of tries.
Is that what Sean said last night? They'd win.
Oh yeah. He said he was fucking. I thought, Jesus, Sean, you're losing the run of yourself here. But
well, he probably has more information than we do now. In fairness,
well, he might.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Mike. Peter Martin, to you. England are entertaining us in Twickenham. How do you see that going? I know you're not that confident. You put a comment into our chat group.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I want to be wrong on this, but I think England will beat us by 10.
All right. Okay. And where, Pete, like I asked Mike, where is that game going to be won or lost?
I think England have just that bit more pace around the pitch than we do. They're a younger team, the age profile. I think, like Farrell has effectively gone back to tried and trusted. England have a younger age profile. Like Arundel is serious gas. He's up against Balakoon, who's only just back in the team. Not in any way knocking Balakoon, but like he's not a seasoned Irish 14. Like, you know what I mean? I just think there's vulnerabilities there, and I think England have the tools, to hurt us. And
okay,
I just like our performances haven't been convincing enough in both games. I'm not convinced. I'm not confident of the win.
Okay, Jerry Thornley agrees with you, Pete. Okay, Pete. Wales. Wales v Scotland, Pete. Wales at home.
Oh, that's in Cardiff, is
Yeah. Principality, yeah.
it? That's in Cardiff.
Yeah, so Wales at
that
home.
Makes a
Wales
damn bit of difference. Yeah. Look, I think Scotland will get the away victory there. I saw the Welsh team. Their pack is just Jesus Christ. It'd be an insult to AIL, but that's in my view where they're at.
All right, okay. Okay, and lastly, Pete, sorry, France are entertaining Italy. France at home.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Italy, I think, have the tools to create an upset.
They do, but in Paris?
They've done it before.
They have, but...
Well, here's the thing. They almost did us. They almost did us. I think it'll be a cracking game. I agree with you that it could be the game of the weekend from an entertainment point of view. Never mind, anything else from a sorry, not necessarily an entertainment point of view, but from a technical skills on show for the rugby purists kind of point of view. I think it'll be a cracking game. But I think France by 5 points.
All right. Okay. Okay. Lastly, last voice on the show, James Grennan, coming to you. England entertaining us in Twickenham. James, how do you see that going?
No, wouldn't it be fun if we beat England and Wales beat Scotland and Italy beat France? Wouldn't that make things very interesting?
That's all wide. That's all. Throws it all wide open.
Celebrated, by the way, the same as
unfortunately, I think
James, would there be a bottle of red breast involved?
I have 2 of them downstairs, and the second one would be opened. I promise you.
But go on, James. Give us your prediction for that game.
Okay, I fear it's a step too far for us. We're a little bit experimental at the moment. And I don't think we'll have the firepower to get over England. I think we'll run them close, but I'd say England by 5.
All right. Okay. Thanks, James. Wales v Scotland, James.
In Wales in the Millennium, who's going to win the Battle of the Anthems on that one? That's the question. I think Scotland's going to win that one at a canter.
Oh, I don't know.
I think okay, 15 plus, I think.
All right. Okay. And finally,
unless
James,
unless they're still hungover after beating England. That's the only hope Wales have.
Which is quite possible. Okay. And the last one, James, France are entertaining Italy.
Again, it would be beautiful to think that Italy are going to beat them in Paris. It's going to be a tight game. I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be the game of the weekend. I think it'll be a cracker, but France by 3.
All right, and there's Shirley Thornton. James, be bloody brilliant. 6 Nations, you never know. You are quite right, Shirley. Okay, folks, that is all we have time. Sorry, go on, Pete. Were you going to say something?
No, I was just saying she's not wrong. Shirley's not wrong.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, no, Shirley is a great woman, along with her son Lewis, who I have a lot of time for. Now, folks, that is all we have time for this evening. Our collective thank you to all of you who have tuned in and your comments. If I missed them, sorry about that, but there was a load that came in there, so I highlighted the ones that I could. And also my thanks are to Connacht's finest, James Grennan. Oh, by the way, congrats to James's daughter, Maeve, who played today for Connacht against Munster. So proud dad moment for James. Yep. Well, now the result didn't go their way, but fuck it.
Yeah, it was an intercept try by Munster that won it for them, but Maeve got to be captain today, so happy days.
Oh, brilliant.
There you go. Brilliant. I love that. Young people in sport love it. And also my thanks are to Peter Martin and to Mike Reedy. Gentlemen, we shall do it all again next week. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you very much. Good luck.
Take care, gents.